Rome. The name alone conjures images of gladiators, emperors, and a vast empire that stretched across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. For centuries, the Roman Empire stood as a beacon of civilization, law, and military might. Its legions were unmatched, its infrastructure unrivaled, and its culture influenced Western civilization. From a small city-state in Italy, Rome grew to encompass a vast territory and diverse peoples. Its legions marched from the British Isles to the deserts of the Middle East. Roman law, engineering, and architecture set standards for centuries. However, even the mightiest of empires can crumble. By the 3rd century AD, the Roman Empire began to show signs of weakness. Expansion, military power, and centralized authority also contained the seeds of its decline. As the empire expanded, its borders became difficult to defend. Its legions, stretched thin, faced constant pressure from hostile tribes. These barbarians, as the Romans called them, were diverse peoples with their own cultures and ambitions. The Roman Empire's internal problems were just as significant as the threats from beyond its borders. Political instability, economic woes, and social unrest plagued the empire from within, weakening its ability to respond effectively to external threats. The Roman Empire was plagued by a series of emperors more concerned with personal gain than the welfare of the empire. Corrupt officials lined their own pockets while neglecting their duties, weakening the empire's infrastructure and eroding public trust. The once efficient Roman bureaucracy became bogged down in inefficiency and corruption. Economic troubles further exacerbated the empire's problems. Constant wars and lavish spending had depleted the Roman treasury. Inflation soared, making it difficult for ordinary citizens to afford basic necessities. The once thriving trade networks that connected the empire began to break down, further weakening the economy. Social unrest became rampant as the gap between the rich and poor widened. The empire's once renowned legions, now filled with mercenaries and conscripts who lacked the discipline and loyalty of their predecessors, proved less reliable in the face of growing threats. Beyond the empire's borders, a new threat emerged. Driven by a combination of factors, including climate change, pressure from other tribes, and the lure of Roman wealth, various barbarian tribes began to exert increasing pressure on the empire's frontiers. The Huns, a fierce nomadic people from Central Asia, swept westward, pushing other tribes before them. The Goths, Visigoths, Vandals, Franks, and other Germanic tribes, displaced from their homelands, sought refuge and opportunity within the Roman Empire. Initially, the Romans attempted to manage these migrations, settling tribes within the empire as federates in exchange for military service. However, this policy proved difficult to manage. The barbarians, once settled, often clashed with Roman authorities and with each other. As the Roman Empire weakened, the barbarians grew bolder. What began as raids for plunder escalated into full-scale invasions. The Goths, under the leadership of Alaric, sacked Rome in 410 AD. Section 4: Key figures of the fall: heroes, villains, and leaders. The fall of the Roman Empire was shaped by numerous individuals, both Roman and barbarian. Some emerged as heroes, trying to hold the empire together. Others hastened its demise. Emperor Constantine moved the capital to Constantinople, splitting the empire. This decision accelerated its division. Alaric, the Visigothic king, led campaigns against the Romans. His sack of Rome in 410 AD was pivotal. Attila the Hun, a ruthless warrior, ravaged territories. His defeat in 451 AD marked a turning point, but the empire was already fatally wounded. Section 5: The Sack of Rome, a defining moment in history. The year 410 AD marks a pivotal moment in history, the sack of Rome by Alaric and his Visigoths. This event, once unthinkable, sent shockwaves throughout the empire and beyond, signaling the once mighty empire's vulnerability. Rome, for centuries the symbol of Roman power and invincibility, lay vulnerable to the invading Goths. The city's defenses, once formidable, had been neglected and were easily breached. For 3 days, the Goths looted Rome, carrying off vast quantities of treasure and leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The sack of Rome was a psychological blow from which the Western Roman Empire never fully recovered. It shattered the illusion of Roman invincibility and exposed the empire's fragility. The event resonated throughout the empire, fueling further instability and emboldening other barbarian tribes. Section 6, The Legacy of Rome, a lasting impact on Western civilization. Despite its fall, the Roman Empire left an indelible mark on Western civilization. Its legacy can be seen in our laws, languages, architecture, and countless other aspects of our daily lives. Roman law, with its emphasis on justice and due process, formed the basis of legal systems throughout Europe and beyond. Latin, the language of the Roman Empire, evolved into the Romance languages spoken today, including French, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese. Roman engineering feats such as roads, aqueducts, and public baths influenced architecture and urban planning for centuries. Roman art and literature continued to inspire artists and writers long after the empire's fall. The Roman Empire, despite its flaws, provided a period of relative peace and stability that allowed for the spread of ideas, trade, and culture across a vast region. Its influence on the development of Western civilization is undeniable. Section 7 Conclusion, The Fall of Rome, a cautionary tale for empires. The fall of the Roman Empire stands as a cautionary tale for empires throughout history. It reminds us that even the most powerful and enduring civilizations are not immune to decline and collapse. Internal weaknesses such as political instability, economic problems, and social unrest can weaken even the mightiest of empires.